Canal Convergence is a 10-day outdoor immersive event that celebrates Scottsdale's canal waterfront by way of large-scale art installations along with music and dance performances. And joining us now is the Canal Convergence event coordinator, Kiara Brown. Good to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
You betcha. Is that what Canal Convergence, I think of it as a celebration of the canal, but it's really a celebration of art as well, is it not?
Absolutely. It's a celebration of art, water, light. Historically, the canal, periodically, SRP would work with the city to drain the canal systems. And then at that point, we would find that it was maybe not the most aesthetically pleasing scene. So then actually they partnered with Scottsdale Arts to create Canal Convergence and what it is today.
And how long ago was that when they first got this idea?
Yeah, I would say that was roughly, about 11 years or so ago. This is actually going to be our 12th Canal Convergence.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a 10-day event, lots of art, 8 main pieces, and these are big pieces, aren't they? This isn't just a little picture with an easel next to it.
No, they are very large, massive pieces. They're all created to be showcased at night, and typically they all have an interactive component of some sort.
All right, let's get to, we have 3 of them we want to look at here. One of them is called The Array, and this is from Canada. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so this is actually a series of 14 mirrored pieces. So we'll actually have 7 showcased on one side of the canal and the remaining 7 on the other side of the canal. In theory, as you walk up, it's supposed to create a better world. So once you walk up to the piece, you will see either positive images, phrases. The theme this year is reflection, so we ultimately want people to take a moment, pause, and reflect and engage with our artworks.
Lots of mirrors and lots of reflection there, huh?
Yeah,
nice
absolutely.
Stuff. That's nice. Okay, another one is called Gaiascope, and it sounds, we got more mirrors working here too?
Absolutely. So all of the pieces, they will either be reflective physically in nature or psychologically in nature. So again, really want people to pause and think. This is a series of 3 kaleidoscopes that are also interactive, so guests will be able to manipulate the sounds, the colors. They actually showcase inside Arizona's natural landscape and scenery.
So you can kind of look inside that cone sort of thing?
Yeah, you look inside the cone sort of thing, and then you actually get to manipulate what you see inside.
With like push buttons and joysticks?
Yeah, we'll have buttons and a control panel, so you'll be able to play around with sound, lighting, imagery.
Wow.
All of the things, playback speed.
That's really cool. That looks like quite the effort there too. It can't be easy to set something like that up.
No, and this is actually coming from an artist based out of Colorado, and the previous artwork, that is from an artist based out in Canada.
Yeah.
So we do have an international and local reach for our artworks.
Indeed. And the other one is called The Portal. I want to get to The Portal because this sounds like it's got like circular, what's going on here?
Yeah, so essentially it's supposed to transport you to another dimension. And this piece is also interactive beyond walking through the portal. Our guests will be able to interact with the different color schemes. There's a sound component, there's a lighting component, and actually as you walk through, there will be CO2 mist that shoots out. The only difference in these images and what you'll see on site is that we won't have the ramp. It will be flush to the ground. And really that's just an opportunity to provide more accessibility to our guests to interact with the piece.
So it kind of envelops you then as you go through. Is that
Absolutely.
The idea?
Yeah, the idea is total transportation to somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a portal is what it is. And these are 3 of the 8 big art installations, correct?
Yes, and one of those are actually a drone artwork performance.
What does that mean?
So it won't necessarily be interactive, but we're going to have an abstract artwork drone show that will take place the second week of our event.
Is it like an air show then? Are we talking an air show?
Yeah, essentially an air show. We're working with an artist who has made it reflective in nature and really wants to invite people to take a moment and pause and ponder.
The music and the dance performances, do they similar areas, same stage? Where's that located?
Sure, same stage. So this is our Solari stage this is going to be Scottsdale Road. So every night we'll have live music. We will have pop-up dance performances throughout the event. And really just an opportunity to listen to some local music.
Yeah.
All different varieties of music.
And from Scottsdale Road all the way west to?
To Goldwater.
To Goldwater.
So we take up the entirety of the canal. So from Goldwater to Scottsdale Road, we'll have the artworks kind of spread out. we'll have the live music and dance component, and then not necessarily on site, but we will also be featuring a mini film festival, and that's actually going to be at Harkins Camel View at the Fashion Square. So that's on the second weekend from November 15th through 16th.
And real quickly, this sounds like it's grown a lot over the years, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
You ready to grow even more now?
As much as we can, as much as the city will allow.
I was going to say, from Scottsdale to Goldwater, that's kind of a limited area there. You ready to take up more space?
I think we're ready to expand, and I mean, we do tend to experience fairly large crowd sizes, and I think sounds like people are wanting expansion and a little bit more.
All right, Kiera Brown, a Canal Convergence event coordinator. It's good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
You bet.